Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'll be sharing with you how I make game day nachos, so you don't want to miss this video for sure. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so, and if you have, thank you so much. So let's start making these yummy game day nachos. The first thing you want to go ahead and do is, if you're using ground meat, go ahead and turn your heat up to medium, and you're going to start browning this meat with 1 teaspoon of garlic powder in it. So let's go ahead and start breaking that up. I usually don't add any oil to the ground beef because it already has so much fat. So we go ahead and add 1 teaspoon. This is garlic powder right here. Okay, once the meat is nice and brown, you're gonna go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of fajita seasoning or taco seasoning, whichever one you have on hand. I have the fajita seasoning, so that's what I'm adding, but taco seasoning would be perfect in this as well. About 1 tablespoon of it. And then go ahead and mix it around. If you want, you can also drain this excess fat because you don't need that. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain that out. I did go ahead and drain the excess fat. You can see that's a lot of unnecessary fat that you don't need. So I go ahead and drain that out. At this point, you wanna go ahead and add half a cup of water. You're gonna lower the heat down to low and let this cook until all of this water has dried up and this meat is nice and dry. So go ahead and turn the heat down to low and cook this uncovered until all of this water dries out and the meat is cooked. This meat is completely cooked and it's done. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat and I'm gonna set this aside and let's go assemble the nachos. I always top off my nachos that I make with fresh pico de gallo that I also make. If you want to know how I make this, do check out my fajitas recipe. I have exactly step-by-step on how I make this. It's super easy. You do want to have everything prepped before you start the assembly of the nachos. So if you are going to make the fresh pico de gallo, make sure you do that before you start the assembly of the nachos. I always just lay out all the toppings that I'm going to put on it. It just makes it easier when I'm assembling the nachos. And it makes it go faster. You can put whatever you like on it. You can add guacamole, you can add sour cream, whatever toppings you enjoy on it. This is the brand that I use of the Salsa con Queso, and this is absolutely my favorite. It tastes really good on the nachos. So it's up to you guys, whatever you want to use. I also use just a little sprinkle of the sharp cheddar cheese on top as well. So here are all the toppings that I will be putting on. Again, they're completely up to you what you would like to put on. And here's my fresh pico de gallo. So let's start assembling these nachos. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're gonna line a sheet pan with some parchment paper before you start on it. So this is what I did. Here's my sheet pan underneath. And I just went ahead and lined it with some parchment paper. Okay, the first thing you're gonna go ahead and do is sprinkle your tortilla chips all over the pan. Spread them out as much as you can. Just like that. That's my queso being warmed up in the microwave. I'll tell you guys that in a second. Now you're gonna add the ground beef to the top, or whichever, if you're using tofu, whichever ground meat you're using, or if you're using grilled steak or grilled chicken, just go ahead and sprinkle it right on top. Now just spread it around with your spoon. Guys, the queso I just put in the microwave for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and pour the queso onto the nachos. Be very careful because the jar does get hot when you put it in the microwave. So let's go ahead and pour it onto the nachos. Okay, very carefully, you're gonna pour it all over the nachos, just like that. How delicious does that look? Once you microwave it, it's very easy to pour on top. At this point, you're gonna go ahead and put the nachos in a preheated 400 degree preheated oven for just 5 minutes. You want to keep an eye on them so they don't burn. So we're just going to put it in there for 5 minutes, then we'll start putting the toppings on it. These just came out of the oven, so the sheet pan is super hot. You guys don't want to touch that. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is put our fresh pico de gallo all over it. Do check out my fajitas recipe. This has the recipe for the fresh pico de gallo. Put as much or as little as you like. After that, you're gonna sprinkle a little bit of cheddar cheese. Again, this is completely optional. Put whatever toppings you guys like. Okay? After that, we're gonna go ahead and put some fresh jalapeños. My family absolutely loves jalapeños on nachos, so that's why I always put a little bit extra. You can put sour cream, you can use guacamole, whatever you like. I'm also gonna put some pickled jalapeños all over it. Top it off with some green onions. You want the white and the green parts. Just like that. And last but not least, I'm gonna sprinkle some fresh cilantro all over it. Check out these game day nachos. How delicious do these look? Look at that. Do serve them and let me know in the comments below how they turn out for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so. And if you have, thank you so much. Remember, always believe in yourself, love yourself, and take care of yourself. Until next time, enjoying my game day nachos. Bye, guys.